Hey everybody, welcome back to a Ranch Mom social media. Sorry we've been a little slow on updates the last couple of days. Those cold temperatures were really making things difficult for us, and we were just kind of grinding through it. Definitely a lot of cabin fever going on. Anyways, if you've checked out our videos before, hopefully at the bottom of your screen you'll have clicked subscribe so that you get all the latest updates from us. As well as I would encourage you to hop over and check out our Facebook group, Ranch Mom Social Media. We'd love to see you over there. Whether you're a farmer or a rancher, somebody who used to be, maybe you're just getting started, maybe you're just curious about somebody else's life. We'd love to see you on the Facebook group. We'd love to have you introduce yourself and share some stories as well. Anyways, we are out and getting everybody fed. It's warmed up a huge amount. We're up to about like -2 today. So we've seen a pretty huge increase in our temperatures, and it's so wonderful. You know, you don't have to worry about your fingers freezing in a matter of minutes. We're probably taking several layers off. We don't have to worry about that so much. It always amazes me after a cold snap, especially like what we've had. We were basically free choice feeding our cows, make sure that they were getting everything they needed in order to, you know, keep warm and keep themselves and their calves safe. Now that it's warmed up, you know, they're still hungry, but they kind of dawdle along behind the tractor. They're hungry, but they're not that hungry. We also see our feed consumption drop by about half. Yesterday I came up to feed and you could tell the weather had warmed up because they'd only eaten half of their feed from the day before. So we're back into our regular feeding regimes, which is got a certain, you know, we monitor how much they get. They don't get free choice all the time. This is done for a couple reasons. One, we don't want these cows overly fat going into having calves. They get tuckered out. Sometimes if they get too much feed, it all starts going to their calf, and then we end up with ginormous calves. It also, rationing feed makes our haystack last. When we take into account of how much feed we need every year in order to keep these animals fed well through the winter, it means that we need to know exactly how much we're putting out and when, so that we can ensure that we have enough feed on the property for when we turn out. So it's kind of a job, but we are back rolling. Everybody's really happy. Kind of done a quick look at body condition after this cold snap, and I'm pretty pleased with how everybody looks. Yeah, it's just really nice to get out of the house. I know for me, I get cabin fever really fast, so 5 days of really cold temperatures, kind of hiding out, doing the bare minimum outside, I start getting pretty squirrely. I like being outside. I like being out checking on the cows. We've got lots of projects we're always working on, so being able to putter at that kind of stuff. Kids were getting cabin fever too. They like, it was -20 and they wanted to be out tobogganing, and they tried for a while, but they get pretty cold pretty quick. So it's just nice for everybody. We're enjoying it. Cows are enjoying it. Today was the first day the tractor just fired up for us. We've been having some issues with our starter. It appears that our solenoid is sticking when we get really cold temperatures, so we've had to use a heat mat and wrap the starter in order to get the tractor to turn over the last few days. And today, thankfully, I didn't have to, so that was pretty sweet. I'm pretty grateful for that today. So just easier overall. So now we're gonna keep getting focused here on dialing in what we need to have done and ready for a calving season. I kind of looked at my countdown calendar today, and we are 30 days out from our official calving start date. That's a rule of thumb number. However, a couple of the bulls that we currently have tend to throw calves upwards of a week early, so we could be seeing calves in about 3 weeks. So it's time we get our asses in gear. We got lots to do. We'll keep you updated on all the stuff that we're working on there. But for now, I'm gonna carry on to the next thing and leave these girls to clean up for a while. So part of our calving prep right now is basically moving the massive amounts of snow that we've got. Compared to last year, we've got quite a bit more snow. So Kyle right now is working night shift, which is kind of a really crappy shift with kids and trying to be quiet during the day. But he's a hardworking guy, and I really appreciate it because he came home this morning with the loader and started cleaning out a lot of these great big deep snow drifts we've got, pushing out roads, all the rest. So he's cleaned out all around my haystacks, which thank goodness, because it was getting to the point where I've got these big berms and snow drifts, and it was really sketchy getting the tractor in and out of there without either getting on too tippy a ground or just getting flat out stuck. So it's amazing what he's done up there. But he also he started cleaning out an area which we turn our new calves and cows into once they've had a time in the barn when we know that they're bonded up and everything. So he's come out into what we call our pasture field, and he's cleared off this really nice big area, got access to my calf shed that I've got to finish getting into. And basically what it's going to allow me to do is, when we turn the cows and calves out from the barn, we push them through the alleyway to a gate, and they'll come down through this field, and we'll build a trail for them so that they can come straight down from the gate, straight down into this nice wide open area. We've got these nice big berms built up around it now. So these berms will do kind of two things. One, they kind of corral the calves from being able to wander off into a snowbank somewhere else, get stuck or lost. So it kind of contains them. It also acts as kind of a windbreak. So if we get any wind, they've got areas to be protected from. We'll feed in here, and as we feed, we'll just kind of keep moving the feeders further back so the cows tromp down that feed with the snow while we're feeding. So we're really starting to make some headway. We still have to get into our actual calving areas and start either plowing or blowing out the snow so that we've got good, clean, flat ground for these cows to get in for when they deliver their calves. We have to be mindful of this deep snow, that when our cows get really heavy and calf, they lay down in the snow, and what happens is they actually kind of melt in. So their body heat creates this kind of icy hollow, and cows quite often, they lean way over to lick or scratch on their back. And what happens is sometimes that calf will move inside and it'll throw the cow off balance. So what happens is the cow ends up what we call turtled. So she's on her back, feet in the air, and she can't get up. Now, this is really, really dangerous. They can suffocate really quickly. We had a winter a few years back where there was lots of snow. Our cows were really heavy in calf. We had 6 animals do this. We were able to get to 5 of them in time, and we did actually lose one cow because she just got bedded down in this deep clod of snow, and it was icy. Her calf probably moved and she was stuck. And we check our animals a lot while they're in calf, but we can't be out there every minute, and unfortunately we lost a really good cow just because of environmental factors. So we try and make sure that we provide them a really good, solid, clean area that they can bed down in and that they can calve on, that we're not worried they're going to get stuck in. So we've got quite a bit of snow to still move. Still going to be, a few days worth of work just moving that. We've got to get the rest of the handling facility all cleaned out. The barn needs to be stocked with shavings. I built a new calf hut, and I just have to get the plywood on it and get it filled with shavings, and it'll provide a nice, clean, dry area for the calves to get into. Cleanliness, as our vet says, is next to godliness. It's something we've tried to strive for. You want to keep these calves, these fresh calves, they've got little to no immune system. They need to be on clean, dry ground. If these calves are laying in muck, if they're laying in cold, they're gonna get sick, and we don't want sick calves. Man, they can be a lot of work. They get sick and they go down really fast. If you're able to catch them in time, you still got a lot of work to do. These calves are our livelihood. We want to see them succeed, so we give them every benefit we can in order to make sure that they do. So clean ground, clean bedding, shelter, these are the top things here. So what we like to do is make sure we get lots of shavings under these calves. They've got somewhere to clean and dry to get off the ground, and give them the best chance we can for a really successful life. And yeah, so that's kind of our update. Kyle moved a ton of snow today. Man, oh man, it just such a relief to start seeing these kind of big projects get ticked off. They never end. We still got lots to do. Hopefully the weather's going to cooperate for the next little while here. But it's January in the caribou. It could change tomorrow. So we just hedge our bets, make sure we're set up for the worst case scenario, and hope for the best. Anyways, that's my update for today. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you haven't already, click subscribe at the bottom of your screen, and pop over and check out our Facebook group. And we'll talk to you guys all again real soon.